Hi, my name is Andrea Berg, and this is the first part of my welcome series. I am so excited you're here to learn about human design and what it can unlock for you. I'm going to share a little bit about me and a little about human design. And my hope is that this will help you know what's available for you with human design. And if you have questions, please come find me on Instagram or come over to Circle, which is my free community, where we talk about the intersection of human design and this human experience. So, a little bit about me. My background is in engineering and business. I studied engineering in college and was in corporate for almost 20 years. I have my MBA. I did all the things and really thought that my calling was business for a long time. I actually left corporate in 2015 and didn't find human design until 2017, which was 2 years later. But it was such a great fit. I was very involved in using Myers-Briggs and Strengths Finders when I was in corporate, managing teams and really using those tools to find out more about my team members. And for those of you who know Strengths Finders, my top strength was individualizedness, which is really just this ability to see the uniqueness in each person. And then, later in my career, and especially after I started my own management firm, I was really diving into astrology. So once I found teachers that were carrying human design forward in a way that resonated for me and really was aligned with my values, human design just kind of like brought all of those facets of me together in a way that was exciting and really relevant, and just started to see big impact for my clients right away. So here I am 3 years later, and have studied with some of the best in the human design world, and just really loving meeting my clients where they're at and helping them unlock what human design has for them. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is human design, and like what does it have for us? So human design is a system that connects the I Ching, astrology, the Vedic chakras, Kabbalah, and physics. I like to think of it as, if you think of these systems, like they grew up in different parts of the world. So the I Ching is a piece of traditional Chinese medicine that talks about all of the energies of life. And astrology, which is from, the Middle East / Europe, is all about these energies, but in the form of astrological symbols. And then you have the Vedic chakras, which are those energies within us, and Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, which shows, again, those energies through that framework. So what the founder of human design was able to do was see the intersection of these different systems and how they show up in each of us and our human experience. So when you are learning about human design, one thing I think is really important to keep in mind is that the same you can get so much, the same impact is available in like the very foundational elements as what's available if you decide to go in deep and learn, more layers. You don't have to get into the complexity of the system in order to reap the benefits, because that's actually not the point. Like, the point is for you to be able to live your life and for you to be fully expressed as a human being. And so the foundational elements of knowing your energy type, your strategy, and your authority really make that possible. And then as you start to learn maybe the history, or as you start to learn, some of the centers, those are ways to really just appreciate the experience that you're having and feel seen and to notice when you are out of alignment, what is taking you out of alignment. And also, you really can get the full benefit by just learning your energy type, strategy, and authority, which is why my course, Better Human, is just such a foundational piece of what I offer, because it's exactly that, a really deep teaching on energy type, strategy, authority, and can take you through what those foundational elements are so that you can start applying that right away. So, other things to know about human design. Human design is empirical. What does that mean? It is not a survey. It's not something that you go and answer a bunch of questions. You just need to know your birth date, location, and time in order to pull your human design. One of the top questions that I get is, what if I don't know my exact birth time? One of the things that you can do if you don't know your exact birth time is plug in a couple of times in a range. If you know a range, like let's say you know you were born around 9 o'clock in the morning, you can plug in like 8 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, see what changes. Often within that tight of a window, not much changes. Another thing you can do if you don't know a range is pull like the whole day. So let's say you don't know what time you were born at all. You don't know if it was morning or evening. You can pull 3 in the morning and 11 o'clock at night and see if anything changes over that range. And then I love to work with my clients on, okay, what changes, and help them understand like how that might feel, and just give them some support in identifying, okay, this feels more true to me, to my experience, and allowing that to be part of your experiment, right? And that brings me to the next piece. It is experiential. Human design does not dictate that you do or be or show up any given way. It's really about you understanding the normal experiences of your energy type, understanding what your strategy is, and then starting to experiment with it. Because even though, let's say, you're a generator and all generators have the same strategy, the way it shows up for you may be different than the way it shows up for a different generator, depending on your design. So that's why you hear us talk about your experiment, living your human design experiment. We are all, those of us who are working with the system, are having an experiment. And we learn more about human design through the experiment. So you're not always going to feel your signature, which is the way that you feel when you're living in alignment for your type. You're not always going to feel like you're doing it right. And a big piece of this journey is understanding that that is also feedback. You need feedback from both sides in order to really understand how you operate within your specific human experience that you're having. The other thing that I think is really important to know about human design is it incorporates the conscious and the unconscious. So I talked a little bit about my background with Myers-Briggs and StrengthsFinders, and even with astrology. All of those systems are focused on the conscious. What human design is able to do is bring in the unconscious so that you get a full picture of how you are designed to operate. It's essentially a user manual for your inner compass. And what's so powerful is that once you learn that manual, you can start making decisions that are uniquely correct for you, which is by nature going to bump you up against the conditioning that you have received. So one thing we talk a lot about in human design is the not self, which is how you feel when you are not in alignment. And the not self is a direct result of our conditioning. Conditioning is essentially the beliefs and systems that we have grown up in. It is not inherently bad or inherently good. However, it will present challenges for us, primarily because we are in a very specific moment in time where we're being asked to evolve. And so, in that moment when we're evolving, what worked in the past is no longer going to work. And so, that conditioning shows up like it's a bad thing, right? It shows up like it's holding us back. However, what holds us back today is what enabled us in the past to be successful. So it's important to understand that this is really about you and you learning what Ra, the founder of human design, would say correct for you. What is correct for you? The only way you can know that is through your strategy and authority. So when you are making decisions based on your strategy and authority, you are going to bump up against maybe ways that you would have responded in the past that don't work anymore. And that is the deconditioning process. That is really peeling back those thoughts and beliefs that you took on for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. At this point, you get an opportunity to witness them and to say, okay, I had these before and I'm releasing this now so that I can follow my authority and step into the fullest expression that I'm here to provide. Okay, that is everything I wanted to share to you for this first part. And I am so excited to hear how this resonates for you and the questions you have. Thank you for being here. And I'm just so honored to be a part of your experiment and your human design journey. Thank you. More to come.